Hi everyone. Today we celebrate the inquisitive minds that question the norms of our times, challenge conventions, and boldly push boundaries to discover new possibilities. To truly change the present, let's embody the essence of this moment. Hello everyone, I am Rishabh from the Reliance family, and I extend a warm welcome to all our wonderful innovators to this elimination round of TUP 9.0. Get ready with your ideas of fierce battle of brains because the winners of today will move forward to our regional finale of the most prestigious B school competition in the country, the Ultimate Pitch Season 9. So let's get started. At Reliance, we are all about embracing fresh ideas and fostering innovation. It's in our DNA, which is subsequently reflected in each of our businesses and social initiatives. The ultimate pitch was born out of exact spirit. It is the platform for curious and innovative minds who want to break away and showcase their next big idea to the world. This is TUP's ninth season, and let me tell you all, it has been a journey like none other. We flagged off the competition physically in the top 15 B schools of the country. At each of these institutes, we were met with all the audiences, and we had some insightful sessions led by our inspiring leaders. And but there was that was only the beginning. We then reached thousands of you through our digital platforms and virtual events, making this contest a pan-India celebrations of idea and innovation. Now, with absolute delight, I want to show you all a sneak peek into our campus launches and launch premiere with this video. What a mesmerizing response TUP has had this year. Over 19,000 registrations, more than 1,500 idea submissions, and we now move into the elimination rounds. So we thank you all for making it for such a memorable launch. TUP Season 9 kicked off with a bang. Enthusiastic innovators from all over the country registered to the battle for the grand prize. Each one of the ideas was unique, ambitious, and had a genuine intent for solving critical real world problems. Our evaluators worked round the clock to make sure that none of the submissions went unnoticed and shortlisted those ideas that had an extra edge over the others. Those exceptional teams with remarkable ideas have qualified for the elimination round of this one of a kind competition. So, a big congratulations to all the top 90 teams who have made it to the elimination rounds. Kudos to you all. So before we quickly proceed ahead, let's do a quick rundown of what's expected to happen. So I shall call the teams and we will play their 3-minute video on the screen. Then the teams will get 3 minutes to pitch their idea to the jury. So teams do keep an eye on the timer. This will be followed by a quick 4-minute question and answer session. Post each team's presentation, we will have the jury to take a minute to score the teams individually before we move on to the next team. Now, you will be judged on the 5 parameters, which are be futuristic, solve a real world need or problem, challenge conventional wisdom, be practical and scalable, and have a strong business case. So now, for the victors, the national winners get a grand cash prize. We are also pleased to inform you that we have other rewards as well. Elimination round winners and runner-ups receive 50,000 and 25,000 rupees respectively, along with TUP merchandise. National finalists get mentored by CXOs and entrepreneurs of Reliance-owned startups, and all our national finalists will be awarded a pre-placement interview opportunity with Reliance Industries. So gear up and give it your best. But wait, what's a competition without a jury, right? So we have some of the top minds of Reliance joining us today. They'll be closely assessing your presentations, evaluating your ideas, and provide their inputs at the end of their presentations. So it gives me immense pleasure to announce the jury for this elimination round. So we have Mr. Karthik Ganesan, Vice President, Business Development of New Energy Mobility, and Mr. Pankaj Sureka, Vice President of Human Resources. So let's get started. I would like to call upon the first team, which is Shikhar.K24.
Imagine a world where books are not just a source of knowledge and enjoyment, but also guardians of the environment. My idea is to transform the book industry by making books using recycled plastic. In 2021, India produced 3.5 million tons of plastic waste and had the capability to recycle up to 46% of it, according to CPCB. With this growing recycling capacity, the major problem lies in the short useful life of recycled products. Post 5 to 6 of such cycles, the plastic is rendered unrecyclable and gets accumulated in our environment, if not already there. To prevent this hazardous cycle, we need to recycle plastics into products with long useful lives. Books are exemplary in this department, with decades of useful life in certain categories. With a strong readership of 60 million Indians who roughly bought 36 million books in 2022, according to India Books Market Report by Nielsen, this idea can have a strong impact on how we handle plastics. The manufacturing process utilizes mechanically recycled LDPE pellets that are fed into the pressing machine and squeezed into sheets. These raw sheets are pressed into the rollers and stretched to homogenize their thickness. Coating comes next, which is essential to make plastic paper printable. Once cutting, printing, and binding are done, these plastic books are ready to be shipped. This way, we can collectively save 18 grown trees, 90 tons of fresh water, and 5 kilowatt hour of energy per ton of pulp paper replaced. This paper is waterproof and tear resistant, ensuring your beloved books stay resilient and pristine. With a cost estimate of up to 15% less than high quality printing paper once the technology is standardized. This innovation is a win-win bet. For Shivani, who despises any damage to her books. For Praful, who is enthralled about keeping plastic from seeping into our environment. And Bhagat, who can enjoy a greater margin because of the lower cost. This innovation has the potential to curb plastic pollution, save precious resources, and enhance profits. With the total addressable market for printed books in India valued at 384 billion rupees and projected to grow at a CAGR of 4.28% till 2027 through Statista, this venture makes a lot of economic sense. Leveraging the capabilities within Tata McGraw-Hill, we can aim to introduce and scale up this new format of books, with the goal of satisfying 10 to 20% of sales volume in target categories through recycled paper by 2027. Books, especially in academic fiction and non-fiction categories, are products with long useful lives. This makes up over a quarter of domestically sold books. Join me in stocking our bookshelves with books made from salvaged plastic instead of dead trees. A small change that can make a monumental impact on our world. Thank you.
So we come up with EcoBind innovations, which is going to transform the traditional paper-based printing. Our product is the machine, which is the Polypage Pro, and EcoCraft Pro, which is our software. How do we come up with this idea? So our mission is to be a sustainability catalyst, wherein we are going to replace traditional pulp-based paper with our revolutionizing plastic-derived alternatives. We are going to be going for technological empowerment, which is integrating innovation and sustainability and transforming the narrative of paper production itself, and a software synergy for success, wherein we are going to ensure that we have real-time analytics on production efficiency, resource usage for continuous improvement. What are the key considerations for our business idea? One is about the sustainable innovation, which is upcycling plastic. We are also reducing plastic pollution. We are also doing cost-effective efficiency and a global market potential in this business. That is, we have a sustainable, we have sustainable demand for products. We have demand for sustainable products. Why our idea? We are ensuring that our customers will have 15% lower costs for plastic-based paper as compared to their pulp-based papers. We are ensuring that we are we are ensuring that around 73% of millennials, which are their customers, are willing to pay more for sustainable products. And what are the alarming realities which help us come up with this idea? Around 4 billion trees are cut down every year for paper production. Now, our approach, our revenue model will look as, so if we are going to sell the paper making machines with operating licenses, we are going to sell our software as well, which is going to give us an industrial automation software and control system. And the next revenue stream will be, we are going to give them annual maintenance. We are going to charge annual maintenance charges, and spare parts and repairs would be our sole area for revenue generation, continuous revenue generation. Our customers would be eco-conscious publishers, which are aiming to reduce their carbon footprints, cost efficient publishers, and technologically innovative publishers. So, our big idea would revolve into revolutionizing sustainability, technological ingenuity, and circular economies.
Further, we envision three phases with this project. First would be research to develop the minimum viable product with regards to a paper that is printable with the current technology and parallel to the paper. Second is the machinery ideation, and that is the backbone of our business case here. And lastly, a scientist hunt wherein we would have to fly in talent that would enable us to develop this innovation further. The second phase would involve creation of a proof of concept wherein we could have a pet organization and transform its operations to operate on plastic based paper. Lastly, we would venture into machinery sales and targeting publishers in the academia, fiction, and non fiction space. And once we are set through the domestic market, we can target the international market. A few financial figures are stated above with a approximate 23% IRR, 7 years of discounted payback period, and 16 crores of initial investment. Thank you.
So, hi Pankaj here. Can you just help me? What are the risks you see with this idea in terms of what we see is the complete positive picture? Do you really
Right.
see any risk?
Right. So the only risk that I see with this product is the difficulty for switching, like resistance to switching from the various publishers from their existing business proposition. But that resistance could be easily broken down because of the less less points where cost could be saved for a publishing firm. They can't save cost on royalty, they can't save cost on printing, they can't save cost on distribution. The only place where they can save from is the initial raw material. And over a span of, let's say, um, we also did these calculations, the return calculations for those clients, and the internal rate of return figure came out to be 17% for them. That could essentially act as a um, act as a means for removing that barrier.
Thanks, guys. I think it is a very interesting proposition. Obviously, the customer side of it, the impact side of it makes a lot of sense. But I had only one question. Who do you suppose is your customer?
So our customer here is the publishing company,
But
and then
do you? But what is your understanding of the supply chain or the value chain of a publisher? How does he deliver a book today?
right. So everything starts from the initial creation of a piece from the author, let's say. Then that thing comes down to the approval, then finally printing of that, and the
Yeah.
distribution comes
Yeah,
last.
just pause there. So I think your customer is the guys who are printing it ultimately
Yes.
because they buy the raw material, right? So my question was, have you had a more detailed understanding of what is the machinery involved in both offset and thermal transfer printing, what complications are there in changeover of tooling, what will be the payback periods of the large Heidelberg machines that the printers use, which are usually from low cost countries. Like these are very, very practical problems. You mentioned it in your risks, but I was not clear. Is there a technology available to print on plastic at large scale manufacturing setups yet?
Yes, Karthik. So, the product, the plastic-based paper, is ready to go with both inkjet printing and screen printing methods. So that makes it like a more with more investment in development, it could be made to have made to be printable on other methods as well, so that would reduce that portion of the cost, like switching over cost for our customers.
So your customer is actually not the publisher; it is the printer and the manufacturer of the printing equipment. No? In that sense.
Yes, Karthik. I get your point.
Just think that through. Thanks. Thanks.
And just to follow up on the risk, what is the trend of number of books being printed year on year in last 3 4 years? Is it increasing, decreasing? What is the number?
So the number of books has been at a steady increase of around 17%, 7%, sorry, um, with a
And do you see
projected
that?
increase of 5%.
Do you see that number to continue in terms of number of books being printed? Because what we see is a lot of companies which are printing are going out of business, right?
Yes, that is a uh, very valid concern. But we have seen with our research that many companies, at least the big players, are consolidating, and they would be the prime candidates for this switchover.
Okay, sure. That's all from my end.
Thank you. That's it from my end.
Thanks, Jury. So now we will have the next team, Revengers from IAM Kashipur.
Do you know about breast cancer? Yes, I do. I've read it on internet. I've come across different campaigns for it and heard about it from a colleague. Do you know how often you should perform a breast cancer inspection? Just twice a month. Maybe once or twice a month. I'm not sure.
But I guess it might be once a week or twice a month.
Are you familiar with the steps for performing a breast cancer self-exam at home?
No.
I think it can be done with the help of trying to find the lumps.
No.
Did you ever have a mammogram before? No. Yes, I have. So it seems very uncomfortable, to be honest, and it's very explosive. Going for a mammogram is not an easy job.
Globally, 2.3 million women are diagnosed with breast cancer yearly, causing around 6,85,000 deaths. In India, it accounts for 14% of women's cancer, leading to about 90,000 deaths annually.
The early diagnosis. Early diagnosis saves life. This is the dictum. The message has to go home is early diagnosis saves life.
Early Sense, a rechargeable smart ruler with pressure sensor tips which detect breast cancer lumps, offering real-time AI imaging and sensing via a phone app for non-invasive early detection of breast cancer. Early Sense Roller is painless, non-invasive, portable and easy to use. Early Sense application provides real-time results, is AI-powered, provides early warning and self-check reminder. Technical specifications for 3 units. First, pressure sensor gauges breast tissue force. Second, grid with YouTube module for user-friendly examinations. Third, microprocessor with battery unit for data processing and video calculation. Let us see the demonstration of Early Sense. You can build a map of your torso by rolling the rollers vertically as well as horizontally in the following manner demonstrated. It creates a map for the same. All the areas are covered in real time. The app uses month by month comparisons and collates the data in the following manner to flag abnormalities in breast tissue. The application reminds you just in time for your next health check. Our idea is futuristic, AI enabled, it solves a real life problem. It challenges the conventional wisdom of using mammogram. Business is scalable due to easy availability of AI devices. Hence, we can develop a business out of it.
So every year, nearly 2.3 million women in the world are diagnosed with breast cancer. In India, breast cancer is estimated to be the largest among all type of cancer, resulting in 14% of women getting breast cancers, and nearly which causes 90,000 death, one death in every 6 minutes. But early diagnosis of breast cancer is really helpful. In stage one, if breast cancer is detected, it increases the survivability to 98%, whereas if somebody is diagnosed in stage 4, the chances of survivability reduces to 27%. The traditional ways of breast cancer include mammogram, ultrasound, biopsy, and at-home detection. These methods, though, are very good, but are very expensive, painful, invasive, accessible, inaccessible to a mass population, and are very prone to radiation poisoning. So, coming to our big idea, which will be presented by Dabolina.
Our idea early sense is AI-enabled roller with piezoelectric sensors for non-invasive 3D breast cancer imaging with 98% accuracy. It is AI-enabled with high accuracy and privacy. It provides instant report and reminders. It is non-invasive, painless, portable, and affordable. Perceptual mapping of our product, we can see it is in first quarter, stating that it is non-invasive and is comparatively cheaper. The other products are pricey, invasive, and has a lot of competition in the market. The total addressable market is 663 million. Serviceable addressable market is 181 million. Serviceable obtainable market is 97 million, in which our main target is the early younger list, 7.9 million. The following personas are our main target: strong women who are health conscious, tech savvy, proactive in preventive care, and active in wellness online. Medical influencers who are often the first point of contact for medical advice, and vigilant mothers who prioritize family health, seek prevention, and tracks health using technology. Let us look at the financials. Our NPV is around 4.7 crore, IRR 28%, CAGR 15%, and profit is 26%. Unit economics. Each product is rupees 6,000 and profit is 1,610. According to the financials, we will reach the break-even point in the second year. Implementation strategy. We would require the following medical licenses, such as MD7 Class D in the pre-launch phase, streamlining in launch phase, and personalization and diversification in the post-launch phase. For the GTM strategy, we would build brand awareness and buzz in the pre-launch phase, lifecycle branding in launch, and loyalty and referral programs in the post-launch phase. Mentors are Jan Carnival, who is AI/ML expert and entrepreneur from Cornell University, Dr. Suresh Mohan, oncologist from Johns Hopkins University, and Dr. D.Y. Tripathi, professor in histology, AIMS Rishikesh. Now we will be open to questions.
So again, question is, who will be the customer for this for you? I mean, in terms of marketing wise.
Sir, our main customers would be mainly humans. There are we made three customer personas that would be our main
No, no.
target.
So
One
when
would
I
be
say customer, who will finally pay for it? I mean, will it be the final end user who will pay, or in India kind of setup where it is mostly the public service? So who will be the customer?
so the main customers would be women at the end who would be readily diagnosing their breast at home. This is a at home breast diagnostic kits that can be used to detect breast cancer at home. So the end user would be woman from the age of 12 to the age of 45. That would be a prime customer because at that time breast cancer chances of getting a breast cancer is more.
So, Karthik here. I think excellent idea. I think it's absolutely essential for like country like India, where a lot of undetected breast cancer cases are happening. I had only a couple of questions. Like Pankaj was mentioning, how will you distribute this? Will you be selling this on retail and expecting only the top urban A1, A2 classes to buy? Or do you see this as a far more pervasive distributed product which can be dealt through public health institutions, dispensaries, etc.? Because I think there the problem is much larger if you would not
Yes, sir. So in our implementation strategy, as you can see, first we will be requiring to get a MD7 license, and our product comes under Schedule B, that is non-life threatening gadgets for manufacturing. So we would be more likely more prone to going through the pharma setup, the institutional setup like hospital and pharmacies for distribution methods, because there you get a subject expert like doctors and pharmacists who would guide you to how to use the product well.
Okay. And I had only had one more question was, is the technology proven? Whatever you
Uh,
think.
s- yes, sir. We are currently working on the technology. We have great mentors from Ivy League colleges as well as we have collaborating with AIMS Rishikesh, that is our nearby AIMS, where are we testing our technology and finding the efficacy. Till now, we have done more, tested our technology over more than 100 patients, and the accuracy seems to be somewhere between lingering between 80 to 98%, sir.
Thank you. That's all I have.
So when you say that you tested it on 100%, you really detected the this cancer after testing it?
No, sir. We just build a 3D topography of breast. So what the device does is make a 3D image of breast, and if there is any abnormalities, suppose we make a 3D image of breast in the first month, and after 2 months, if there is any abnormalities, we recommend the patient to go to doctor because there is an abnormality like calcification or tumor formation in the breast. So we have the primary screening tool like at-home RT-PCR test, so that the further diagnosis or the early detection can be done very quickly.
And this device is AI enabled. So how is it learning from the your database? Is it connected device?
Yes, sir. The device is Bluetooth connected with the smartphone, and we have a server that from where we are getting the data. That's why we have collaborated with two hospitals, one in AIMS Rishikesh, another being Mission Hospital in Durgapur, where we collect the data and we train our machine learning algorithm through there. I am the subject expert on that. I have done my undergraduate in pharmacy and specializing in oncology, the study of cancer, sir.
Okay, so that's all from my end.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Team Revengers, for your presentation. Now let's allow our jury for a minute to complete scoring for this team. While they make their assessments, let's have some fun. Here's an interesting trivia question for you about Reliance. Try to guess the answer in the comment section. The first person to answer correctly gets our amazing TUP merchandise. Ready? So here we go. So Answer mentions the correct answer on the private chat. Vivek, you have guessed it right. Please reach out to us on our social media handles, or you can write down to support@unstop.com. Moving on, we are ready for our next team. I would like to call upon Brand Brigade from SDA Bukoni Asia Center, Mumbai.
In a world where the delicate balance between convenience and safety often tips in favor of the former, let's confront a stark reality. In 2022, 16,715 lives were tragically lost in road accidents because of just one simple reason: no use of seat belts. It's not just a number, It's a call to introspect and a cry for change.
Introducing Invicta, a paradigm shift in vehicular safety. Our solution incorporates vacuum suction pumps, which are seamlessly integrated from the lower back to the hip region. Triggered by nuanced jerks and movement dynamics, this biomechanical response becomes an anticipatory safeguard against potential collisions.
Consider this revelation. Of the casualties due to non utilization of seat belts, 8,384 were drivers, while the remaining 8,331 were passengers. This stark division underscores a chilling reality. Rear seat passengers, too, are in the line of fire. Invicta acts as a safeguard for all passengers as well, proving to be a comprehensive safety solution.
Beyond statistics, Invicta stands as a powerful reminder that every life lost is avoidable. Road traffic injuries, a significant factor in fatalities, mandate a revolutionary change in our collective approach to safety. This is not just a product, it's a manifesto for a safer future.
Imagine this technology as a safety net, intricately woven to transcend the limitations of conventional seatbelts. Worried about emergencies? Fear not, for each seat is equipped with a discrete switch mechanism, allowing instant deactivation in critical situations such as a fire.
Join us in this transformative journey where innovation meets responsibility and the lives we save become our enduring legacy.
So this is how it works. Let's assume this is the car seat. From the lower back area to the hip area, our vacuum suction pump shall be installed. We are avoiding the area of the neck to avoid contact with human hair. On sensing the jerk, depending upon the frequency or hertz, upon the same mechanism as the seatbelt works, the vacuum pumps shall be activated, making the passenger sitting on the seat stick to it. As said earlier, there is a button at the side of the seat which can be pressed in case of emergency so as to release the vacuum and make the passenger move freely out of the car in case of a fire.
Together, let's make every road accident, every life lost, a preventable tragedy of the past.
Invicta, your vacuum grip to secure journey.
Good morning, judges. I, Anjali Mayer, and my batchmate Sneha Sharma are here to represent ESDA Bocconi Asia Center as Team Brand Brigade. We would like to start by narrating how this idea was born.
It was a time when a devastating accident altered the course of my family's existence. I stood in the hospital room, a silent witness to the aftermath of a collision that left my father battered and bedridden for 6 long months. In the same room stood Kunal uncle, with minor injuries on his foot. It was almost as if he wasn't in the same car as my dad. I was puzzled, confused. I asked him, "What did you do differently?" And there was my answer. What saved him from being in the same position as my father was a simple act of wearing a seatbelt. The same seatbelt that my father, after a long day at work, chose not to wear. In that moment, I knew that something transformative needed to emerge from this crucible of emotion. So, how does it work? The required vacuum holding power is dynamically calculated based on an individual's weight and seat area, activating a microchip upon detecting a certain frequency or hertz of a jerk. The seat material is intentionally permeable to allow continuous airflow and preventing irritation in skin. We employ breathable mesh fabrics with a small pores to enhance comfort. Gel-filled pressure distribution pads are strategically placed in high-pressure areas, providing a seamless and secure experience for every journey.
Cutting to the chase, it is no question that the social and environmental benefits of this product will be immense. Once Invicta is brought into circulation, road fatalities will be reduced by 25% and the number of road injuries will go down by a staggering 45%. Simultaneously, as the number and severity of road accidents mitigate, we will see lower greenhouse gas emissions associated with vehicle crashes. Our use of sustainable materials and an energy efficient manufacturing process will ensure our long term commitment towards a safer society. Coming to the point of practicality and scalability, by partnering with automobile manufacturers and government agencies, we will create a smooth supply chain via B2C and B2B channels. But how do we aim to create value for the customers? Through our advanced safety technology, we wish to bring about the concept of total passenger protection. With human centered road safety, safety and emergency preparedness, Invicta will emerge for its customers as a futuristic manifesto for a safer existence and a legacy of innumerous lives saved. Working over our first mover advantage, we have set the price point ranging between 12 to 17,000 rupees, catering to both medium and high income groups with a profit margin of 20%, thus ensuring that safety is a necessity and not a luxury for the elite.
In the embrace of innovation, let our seatbelt free car seats redefine every journey, where safety whispers, comfort rattles, and the road becomes a heaven of cherished moments.
So when you say a cost of 12,000, is it like a per seat or the per car? I mean, because car will have multiple seats, right? And this system will be required for each of these seats separately, right?
Yes, sir. So it's per seat, but for the driver and passenger seat, it's individually. But there is one single attached for the rear seat, since it comes as one single whole product.
So basically, we are saying around 50,000 rupees additional cost per car minimum.
So the cost per car would depend upon what kind of a car are we talking about, because if we since we said we'll be catering B2B and B2C. In case of a B2B production, then the cars, when they're built, they would have this vacuum suction pump integrated in their car seat. So the overall cost goes extremely low there. But in B2C, for customers who want to go for modification, they would have to bear the cost ranging between 12 to 17,000.
So even if it is the manufacturer, I mean, it will be around how much? 30,000, 25,000. It can't be like a no cost, right? I mean,
Definitely not, sir. If it's okay, maybe show our costing that we've done.
no, so just give me the round figure. I mean, for a car with five-seater, normal car, it will be around 30,000 rupees, right? And general car segment, what is the price?
Yes, sir. It would range around that.
Yeah, okay. Karthik?
No, I thanks for the presentation. It's conceptually very important because seatbelt safety is a big concern. But I'm more concerned about the technology. Vacuum. These are, I'm assuming, vacuum pads like built into the seat, which will suck at great rate, at extremely like sub 1 second rate, where they will hold the passenger in place. Right now, how is it going to be powered? What will be? Is there an auxiliary power unit, or is it going to take it from the car? Or and how will you create the grip required for such G forces, which are extreme in case of accident?
Sure, sir. So, firstly, about the power we're getting from the car battery itself, something very similar to how the lights inside the car work. And when we're talking about the pumps and the safety, firstly, the fabric of the seat, as we said, that we are also ensuring airflow, and it's enabled with gel pads. So that will make sure that the pressure is evenly distributed and not causing any serious nerve damage. Now, the science behind calculating how what would be the pressure and how strong should it be, so that will be there are three variables that we are taking into consideration. Firstly, the weight of the person sitting on the seat. Secondly, the area of the car seat. And thirdly is the frequency of the jerk. All of these coefficients will be taken together, and that's how the pump will work.
And also, sir, one of the more important features of this entire product is that in cases of emergency, we will also be having a button that releases the vacuum. So, in case you actually get into an
I
accident,
understood that. I understood
yeah.
that. From a pure engineering perspective, I am not clear how without edge surface, any suction will need it's like a suction cup, right? You need a suction cup type holding for something to be held at this G force. A seat doesn't offer itself to be a cup. It is more ergonomically structured. So I'm wondering how you will hold a whole person's back. That's
So,
my.
sir, yes, about this. So, we did develop a prototype. The inspiration behind this particular technology is, if you've ever been to a 7D movie experience, they have such seats which cause a certain sort of a suction. It's not as strong as it's needed, but the technology is at its place. And in our prototype also, we did have this mesh fabric in place. We placed a diaphragm pump behind, and we tried to make it work, and it did work.
Okay. And how does it affect the ergonomics of the seat for the passenger?
I'm sorry, sir,
Will
I
there be
couldn't
any
hear.
modification to the structure of the seat? For example, all seats will have ergonomic support. Now, a lot of ventilated seats are there with
Yes,
thermal
sir.
and AC cooling. So, how will this installation of a vacuum pump behind the seat impact ergonomics of the seats?
So we would focus on the comfort. If you could move to the next slide, we have I generated some AI generated images to show how it would look like. So in the purple, if you see that the seat is in an angular formation, so there is no seat belt around it. There's an angular formation formed, so as to ensure that the whole area from the lower back to the hip is secured. And in case of a jerk, the person who is sticking to the seat also has this angular surfaces surrounding it, so as to avoid
And you
any.
said, and you will not hold the neck and head, right?
Yes, sir.
This will cause far more severe whiplash for the customer compared to a seatbelt. No, a seatbelt actually allows a certain movement forward and then holds the shoulder, and that's the whole point of a seatbelt. If you are only holding the back and the waist and you're allowing the head to fall forward, you'll crack the person's head and the neck. Actually, you'll snap the neck.
So, sir, in the purple seat, if you can see, there's some support on the side as well. So, we do understand that there might be more R&D involved in this, but we thought that that would also be a side support which would help the entire body not fall forward.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, team Brand Brigade. Now, moving on, we are now ready for our next team. I would like to call upon Niti Nipunatas from XLRI Jamshedpur.
Picture this. As you ignite your vehicle, Rakshak stirs to life, its sensors springing into action, keeping a vigilant eye on your vehicle's vitals. It's like having a co-pilot who never sleeps, constantly tuned into the health and wellness of your vehicle. Should an unfortunate incident occur, Rakshak's smart sensors jump into action, analyzing the impact in real time. If the impact breaches a certain threshold, Rakshak identifies it as an accident. In the crucial aftermath of an accident, Rakshak initiates a 30-second countdown. This window allows for a manual override to prevent false alarms. It's like having a personal safety officer who double-checks everything, making sure that the alarm is genuine. If no override occurs, Rakshak swings into action, dispatching an SOS with your live location to your preset emergency contacts and the nearest police station. It's like having a personal secretary who knows exactly who to call in an emergency. Subsequently, emergency services are alerted and dispatched to your location, ensuring that the golden hour, the most critical period post-accident, isn't wasted. Rakshak thereby boosts the odds of survival and speedy recovery.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. We're Team Niti Nipuntas. To start with the presentation, I'd like to move on to the market analysis first. In FY23, India's auto boom set the stage for Raksha. It's a highly consolidated industry with a CAGR of 10.2%. With a projected 5x global EV market growth by 2028, India's cost advantages make it a lucrative investment hub. Our budget friendly safety product on the road. So budget friendliness is our USP. So two wheelers and other budget friendly customers supposed to be our key target segment. Not only this, two wheelers form more than 75% of this entire industry. With respect to dealerships, we intend to target both the ends of the network. So be it at source with OEM partnerships or second-hand market installations. In addition to our core revenue model, we also intend to tap into database monetization. With respect to database monetization, we can look into various partnerships. So, for example, automobile manufacturers can utilize this car accident data to improve their product. They can understand patterns to make their products safer. Google Maps can use the accident data to indicate accident prone areas to alert users. Similarly, highway toll plazas can use this data to understand the rate of accidents in different stretches and accordingly alter the emergency services available in such stretches. Government of India can identify infrastructure loopholes through the accident data, while insurance companies can utilize this data to better forecast risk assessment and understand premium assertions. While RTOs, they can integrate the accident data with RCs. This will enable better transparency and will also benefit the second-hand automobile market.
Now we draw your attention to the pivotal TAM and financial section of our vision Rakshak. As we look into the numbers, we met with a remarkable opportunity of TAM of USD 1.3 billion. Let's deep dive into this potential at a conservative license pricing of USD 10 per vehicle, specifically focusing on two-wheeler segment, which is booming at an exponential rate. It presents us with an immediate TAM of nearly USD 1 billion right now. The unit cost fixed at approximately USD 4.33 is strategically set against a USD 10 per license fees, offering us a healthy margin to scale and grow. This price point is not just competitive, it's a reflection of our commitment and it makes our products safety affordable and accessible to everyone. In closing, the TAM and financial paints a picture not of just our profitability, but the possibility as well. A possibility that we stand on a threshold of realizing. Let's think about our future TAM right now. So the future TAM consists of current TAM growth, which is industry CAGR of 10.2% and a projection of increasing licensing price of 20% plus geo expansion. We project that the US market will grow at an astonishing overall TAM of USD 7.1 billion, which will give us in total the future TAM for the upcoming future, which comes up to be around USD 10 billion. Thank you.
So, is this the new idea in itself, or is it already been there? I mean, many of the high-end cars have some system like this nowadays, right? I mean, where they can inform and call people. So, what is like a new in this?
So basically, we know that this idea already exists in the high-end cars and cars with IoT sensors and all. But we want to bring this to the base level, and we want to cover each and every vehicle on the road. That is our target. The first, starting with the two-wheelers, which are more prone to accident. We want to start by installing our device in two-wheelers and people who are budget-friendly and often who do not get rescue service or ambulance service after accidents. So that is our target market.
Okay, Karthik.
Yeah, so same question. As far as I know, like you said, some high-end cars already have it. I believe even phones have it now because my iPhone has the same crash detection and SOS facility. If the car is in a crash, the iPhone sends a message directly. If it can be done because iPhones have the piezoelectric systems capability, right? Sure, it can go on to all phones. So how do you differentiate yourself as a device on a two-wheeler? That's one question.
Yeah.
My other question is, won't OEMs and current manufacturers or suppliers do it themselves, considering it's not a very high tech, as far as my understanding goes? How do you guys differentiate yourself?
So the first thing being is that we are in, as you mentioned, the phones have it. We were aware of this, but the penetration of such phones is very low as you see India. As we are targeting the Bharat segment of India, the 70% rural market and the underserved market, we plan on our USP is price to target them. That is one. And second, if you say that how will you differentiate, one being cost and second being a basically a tech driven business model. So once you install our device, we analyze your driving patterns, we analyze your accident patterns, we analyze the zones, and that is how, based on our analytics with tech and with hardware, we plan on to improve our services better than any other competitor in market.
Google Maps just through regular phones, Android phones already does it.
uh, I think no, only not all the phones have it. Only specific phones like Google
No, I'm
Pixel
talking about
series.
accident detection and stuff like that. Already crash
Hmm.
detection is there on maps. If you drive, you probably see it that it is able to simulate and understand where crashes have occurred. It's quite accurate. So my question is, so let me get to the point. So you're saying that it's about a low cost device. It's about 300 rupees per device. Is that what you're talking?
Yes.
And that has GPRS and all that, is it?
Yes.
Okay. I think Pankaj is back. Sorry, Pankaj, you got disconnected. Pankaj, can you hear us? Okay. No, that's all the questions I had, Rishabh. Pankaj, any questions that you have?
Oh, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
So, as the jury deliberates, we have another question from the Reliance family for you all. Okay, so now we have Team Rhapsody from XLRI Jamshedpur.
It is it is easier to build great children than fix broken men. Frederick Douglass. Good morning, jury. We are Team Rhapsody from Accelerate Jamshedpur. In the contemporary world, children and their parents are faced with two critical issues, which are communication fitness and inefficiencies across multiple languages, including both verbal as well as non-verbal components. The second pressing concern being the problem with mental health, cognitive development, and behavioral issues in children. MentiBuddy is a generative AI based solution designed to help children and their parents with the two critical challenges faced by them. With the help of MentiBuddy, children can interact and communicate with digital avatars to train and upskill their communication skills. Furthermore, the application also performs live disguised analysis and monitoring of the child's mental and cognitive health during conversations and sends detailed reports to their parents containing critical information regarding their communication skills and mental and cognitive health. To analyze the communication skills of the child, MentiBuddy assesses 9 key parameters across verbal, non-verbal, and language-based components of communication. Furthermore, it assesses 10 parameters across the vocal, visual, and psychological indicators of mental health to analyze and track the mental, cognitive, and behavioral patterns in children. To facilitate the parameter assessment, the application uses digital technologies such as generative AI, facial recognition, machine learning, and business intelligence and reporting. Furthermore, to ensure privacy and safety of children, MentiBuddy implements transport layer security and REST data encryption mechanisms, securing the data transfer and storage processes.
Now, moving on to the business case, our primary customers will be parents, and our key partners will include school, mental health professionals, and tech companies, which are on the B2B side of things, but which are also crucial to our success and scalability. The platform's activities revolve around AI driven content development and comprehensive support services. We foster relationships with the user through personal assistance and regular feedback driven updates. We reach our customers through app stores, school partnerships with a freemium model driving our revenue. Additional revenue streams include in-app purchases, white label solutions, and non-invasive advertising. Now, moving on to the market sizing slide, we believe that we have a total addressable market of 68.75 million households. Now, multiplying it with a factor of 5%, we believe we can capture a market of 3.44 million households all across India. Here you can also see the split between free and paid features. So the free features are mostly leaning towards communication upskilling, while the paid features, they unlock the mental health module along with detailed reports and dashboards. Moving on to the competitor analysis, we try to find competitors, but there is no direct ones as this is an untapped market. This is at a confluence of AI, mental health, and communication upskilling, with, as mentioned before, our USP being disguised diagnosis. The closest competitors that we could find on the mental health side were Ginger, which is recently acquired by Headspace, and Duolingo for basic literacy language learning vertical. Our vision is to make sure this reaches as many schools and children as possible, as well as underprivileged kids, so that people don't suffer from communication issues or mental health issues moving forward.
So, again, question is who is the target here? So, when you say kids, kids where parents may not be available to talk, right? I mean, and to share with, and that you want to replace or substitute with an app.
Yes, sir. Also, primarily, there are multiple cases where even children and parents are not able to identify any issues with their children that the children are facing. So that also the application will be able to analyze and report the same to the parents.
But
So adding on to this,
yeah, please go ahead.
So adding on to this, we actually our target segment audience here, of course, our consumers will be children, but our customers will be parents. And we have a two-pronged approach where our primary target segment will be parents, but our secondary target segment will be schools and educational institutions, so that they have a track of how the kids that they have in their schools and educational institutes are doing. So this is like a secondary protocol for
And
parents. This the prime. Sorry, please go.
now, what I'm saying is some of your numbers are not adding up. Like you mentioned that 5 to 12 years of age group, 25 crore, that may not be correct. Second, when you segment it and say that 55% internet penetration, so wherever internet is available, so again, this problem itself, will you address it in the rural areas? Will that problem be there? I mean, will the schools there will accept and that becomes your target So that segment itself, you have not really defined the market properly. That may be one challenge. So and then a monthly charge, even if it is 100 rupees, will it be a sustainable or something like your entire catchment area will be able to afford it? So those may be the point. I mean, if you can answer on those.
Sure, sir. So in
Sure.
terms of, yes, Pratik, please go ahead.
Yeah, so just to add on to the point of reaching the internet penetration slide, of course, it is mostly added because our vision is to reach underprivileged kids moving forward. The only barrier that they have, the major barrier that they have from moving into urban households, urban settings, is communication upskilling. If we can make this in regional languages, which is our vision moving forward, like I said, we want to do away with the barriers of communication upskilling. The mental health side is mostly geared towards people in tier 2 to tier 1 cities, but the communication upskilling side is prevalent across all categories.
Also,
Yeah, you
sir,
shall say.
from the infrastructure point of view, while you're correct that there may not be sufficient internet infrastructure available in the rural areas, maybe what we thought was we'll be targeting community settings. Maybe it'll be the schools, it'll be the panchayat halls, where one system could be installed and that could be used by students likewise. So this could be one of our steps, but this one sure has to come sometime down the lines.
So Karthik here, just a couple of quick questions. See, I like the idea of an AI companion for children. Okay, I think that's a good way to keep in touch with their, non-parented hours of their existence. So that's where the immediate problem comes. Pankaj spoke about 5 to 12. I find it unlikely that a 5 to 12-year-old will have a large portion of them will have access to their own mobiles in a non-parented period. So that means this becomes an app that a parent provides to a child when they are with them, which is already people are trying to minimize. And so, what will be the purpose of utilization?
So
Will
the,
it be,
sorry,
why
sir.
should the kid use it? Is it because it's got games? Is it because it's like a Baiju's learning app? Why should the kid use it? Right. So that is also not clear. And the third observation I had is you're muddling three different things: communication skills development, mental health monitoring, and cognitive development as an ongoing thing. So what why should the adoption happen? And then the analytics. I understand these are important parameters of parenting strategy. How does it how does it get adopted? That was what I'm not clear.
Okay. So primarily the application is focusing on the communication upscaling part. So through which children will be able to communicate in an interactive way to their favorite cartoon characters, or they can create their own digital avatars as well. So that is one of the primary features due to which children will be using the application, and parents will also be supporting the same. The mental health aspect that we are talking about, that is a disguised part. So while the child is communicating to the application, there will be certain pattern analysis and recognition that will be done by the application in the background. So it is not something that will be shown to the child itself.
So isn't this best done rather than an app on a standalone device which is only vocal? Why would you do this on an app?
So the
Because
primary reason for
adoption
this is
will
the
be
reason.
impacted dramatically for this age group.
Yes, but the primary reason is the penetration that we can have. So most of the children, they have an access to mobile phones, even if it is to their parents itself. So through that, we can tap a very scalable market in that sense.
Okay, so I'll leave you with this. I am still not clear why it will get adopted. While I like the core idea of AI companion for children, there's no doubt about it. It's the future. Maybe you guys can think a little bit more about why by me. That was not very clear in your pitch. Thank you.
Okay.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Before we conclude, Gaurav Kumar, you had guessed it right for the question for the second quiz. Kudos to all the participating teams. The variety of innovative ideas showcased in this round is truly remarkable. Today's contest has heightened the bar with a promise to make this journey even more intense in the days to come. As you know, the winner of today's elimination round will be stepping into the regional finale of TUP 9.0 and will be battling against the winners of other elimination rounds. Now, to quell the curiosity as to the winner and runner up for today's elimination round, the suspense will have to linger a bit longer. Rest assured, the result of today's elimination round will be declared on our social media handles shortly. So keep the social media notifications active. As we conclude this round of competition, we would like to express our heartfelt appreciation to our jury for their insightful questions on each ideas presented today. We thank the audience and the teams for making this an interactive and exciting event for the futuristic ideas. All the best, everyone. You were amazing. With that, this is me, Rishabh, signing for today. Keep following us on social media handles and stay tuned for further updates. Stay abreast with all the exciting things going down on our social media platforms. We shall see you very soon during the TUP 9.0 regional finale. Until then, take care and have a good day.